Everyone, and welcome back. Today we're doing a rose gold prom makeup tutorial, and I really want to get a few prom makeup looks up in the next couple of months, so if there's anything in particular that you guys want to see, then let me know and I will do them for you. Today I wanted to do a rose gold makeup look because I've never done a rose gold makeup look on my channel before, which is strange because I absolutely love rose gold. So I really do love how it turned out. I think it looks so pretty. It's perfect for prom, so I really hope you guys like it too. Let me know if you do down in the comments below. And if you are new here, then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel, and you can subscribe if you want to. So my brows are pretty much done. I'm going to go in later on and just top them up. I am going to use some concealer to prime my eyelids, so I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer today because I really do love this one. The other one that I also like is the Maybelline Age Rewind. That works just as well. So I'm just taking a flat concealer brush, and this is going all over the lid. And then I also use it to sharpen up my brow as well. Then if you feel like your line underneath the brow is just a bit too harsh, I just pat it in with my finger, and then I can go over with my pencil again later on. So using a concealer first as your eyeshadow base will really help, especially for an occasion like prom, or if you're going to be wearing your makeup for a long time, because it just holds onto the eyeshadow a lot more, makes your eyeshadow a lot more long wearing, plus it makes the colour a lot more vibrant as well. We can finally move on to eyeshadows now. I'm going to use two different palettes because I haven't really got one palette with like rose gold tones in. So the first one that I'm going to be using is the Jaclyn Hill palette. The other one that I'm using is one of my favourites, which is the Carli Bybel palette, because the shimmers in here are insane. So the first two shades that I'm going to be using are this more yellowy tone one there, and I don't want it to be too yellow, so I'm going to mix it with that one, which is a lot more neutral. And this is just going to go into the crease. When we're doing more of a smoky eye like this, it's all about building up the layers, building up the colours in between each other, and just making everything really seamless and blended. So I'm blending this transition shade right into the inner corner as well, because we are going to be using a bit of concealer on the crease to sort of sharpen that up. And I'm also blending it out in the outer corner. I'm not going to be doing winged eyeliner today because I know not everybody can do winged eyeliner at home, and I am planning on doing a few more different prom looks, so I'll definitely do winged eyeliner for them. Okay, so for my next shade, I do apologise, it is from a different eyeshadow palette. I'm going to go in with Ada from the Juvias Place Masquerade palette because that one comes off a little bit more pinky. I was going to use a mixture of those two right there, but they're coming out a little bit too orangey and I want something a little bit more pink and rosy. So I'm taking that one on exactly the same brush and going in the crease with this one, just straight over the top. And again, I'm getting right into this inner crease as well. I'm doing exactly the same as this, but I'm just not blending it up as high. You can still see that sort of yellowy transition colour just towards my brow. Let me know what sort of colours you're going for prom. Let me know what your dress colour is and accessories and things like that, because I do want to do a few different prom looks, so let me know what sort of colours that you want to see. I thought that rose gold would be quite a nice one. I've not done a rose gold eyeshadow look yet, I think, on my channel, so it's mainly just been golds and silvers, but I think that rose gold this year will be quite a popular one. So now I'm going to put that palette away and I'm going to go back in with the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to start just using a little bit of that reddish brown on the outer corner. I'm just wiggling it onto the outer lid and then just into the crease a little bit. But I don't really want to take away that eyeshadow that we've just applied because I really like the shade of that. So just on the outer corner and then just wiggle sort of halfway in. And then you can just take the brush that we've just been using and then just blend that out. You don't have to be neat in this outer corner at all because we can just sharpen that up after with our foundation or a makeup wipe or something. So you can blend out as far as you want. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this quite dark brown. This is going to sort of act as our eyeliner. I'm absolutely covered in eyeshadow. I'm going to take it on quite a dense sort of flat brush, like a little smudger brush. You can use a pencil brush as well. And I'm just going to use this on the very outer corner and I'm just going to sort of rub this into my lash line. I'm sort of going diagonally so it's a bit thicker on the outer corner, and then just blending it right into the lashes. I want it to kind of cover the whole of this outer corner really, and then down into the lashes as we come into the middle, and just blend that out. I want it to come out quite far in this outer corner, so just flicking it out towards my brow. So now it's time to cut this inner part of the crease, and I'm just going to use this little sort of flat concealer brush. I'm using the same concealer as I used earlier, the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. So I'm just going to take some of that on this flat brush, and I like to not go in too heavy straight away. So I just sort of work my way across to where I want it to end, and then I will start working my way up. I am not the best at doing this at all. I think it's just one of them things that takes practice, and just go slowly is all I would say. And then I am going to set that in place with some translucent powder because I don't want the concealer moving around. And then over the top of that, I'm going to use this sort of rose gold shimmer eyeshadow. This is from the Carli Bybel palette. I might go over the top with another one, I'm not sure, but I do have glitter as well, so we will see. So to get the most shimmer that I can, I'm going to spray my brush first and wet it. I'm just using the primer water from Primark because that is just what is next to me, but usually I would use like a MAC Fix Plus or something. And then also over the top, I'm going to do a little bit of that one as well because it's a little bit more pinky. And I think those two together just make the perfect rose gold shade. It looks so, so pretty. So now we've got that down, we can start working on blending the outer corners because they look a little bit messy at the moment. So I am first going in with the dark red from the Jaclyn Hill palette, that one that we used earlier. I'm taking it on a light fluffy brush and just sort of wiggling this over the edges. Okay, so I don't know whether to apply this or not, but I do have a little bit of glitter, and I think for prom glitter looks really nice. Even though this looks super shimmery, it's really, really pretty. You could just leave it like this, but I have got a tiny bit of glitter which I think I might apply. I'm just going to go for it. This is from Hellen and the shade is in, I have no idea, but it's like a rosy gold sort of pinky eyeshadow. I think I'm just going to apply just a touch just to each of the inner corners. So I'm going to first use a little bit of the glitter glue from NYX. I don't know whether to apply it to the very inner corner or to the centre of my lid. I think I'm going to do just a tiny bit here. I don't know whether that is picking up on the camera, but it does look really pretty. I always think for prom you've got to have a little bit of glitter. So I've just applied some lashes. I've used the House of Lashes Iconics, and I absolutely love how this eyeshadow has turned out. So pretty, but it's not too much. I absolutely love it. So we're going to move on to face now. So for primer, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty primer because I haven't used this for ages and I actually really, really love it. So I'm just going to apply that with my finger actually. I'm going to make sure I concentrate it in the areas where I get most pores, which is my cheek, down the sides of my nose and on my chin as well. Okay, then I'm also going to apply a little bit of strobe cream only to the high points of my face, so sort of like my cheek area. I'm only going to apply a little bit, only because the Fenty Beauty foundation is quite matte. So I'm just going to sort of dab this onto the high points of my skin. So for foundation, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty foundation and I am using the shade 210. And make sure I give it a good shake because I haven't used this for ages either. I feel like I just sort of hoard makeup and then I just don't use loads of it for ages. It's such a waste. So I'm trying to use a lot of different products today that I haven't used for a while. She says that when she uses like the same eyeshadow palettes in every video. So I'm just roughly dotted it around and then I'm just going to press it in with my beauty blender. And we are going for a good full coverage because this is a prom makeup look. For my concealer, I'm going to use the NARS Radiant Creamer Concealer in the shade Custard, and I'm really hoping that there's some left in this. And this is where we can really sharpen up this edge now. And then a little bit here and down the nose, and this has nearly run out. A little bit here. And then as we get super close towards the eye, I'm just going to blend it through with a little brush. And then we are going to set that with our translucent powder. For bronzer, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. I'm going to start on a smaller brush first because I want to use this as like my contour as well. I'm sort of holding the brush up to get into my contour, and then I can like blend it up onto my cheeks as well. This foundation is just super flawless, it's beautiful. And then around my forehead as well, I like to get right into my hairline because I am naturally quite fair. Over the top, I'm just using a little bit of MAC's Give Me Sun just as a sort of all over bronze. For my blush, I'm just going to use a little bit of that pinky tone. This is a palette from Primark. It's the Pure Blush palette. I'm just going to use that matte shade there. And these are super pigmented as well, so you don't need that much. And then for my highlighter, I'm going to use the Gilded Honey from L'Oreal. I'm going to spray my brush again just so this is a super strong highlight. And just above the brow bone. Okay, so now to quickly finish the under eyes, and I'm going to start with Ada, which was the more like pinky orange. And this is just going to go all under the lower lash line. Try not to make stupid faces. And I'm blending it right round so it meets with that shadow. And then on a little smudger brush again, I'm going to mix that sort of red and the really dark brown that we used. And I'm putting these a lot closer to the actual lashes. And then I'm just going to line my lower waterline with a black pencil. And then I'm going to use that pinky shade there just to highlight the inner corners of my eye. Then for the brow bone highlight, I'm going to use the lighter shade from this palette. Okay, so finally we are on to lips. I'm first going to line them with the Whirl Lip Pencil from MAC. And then I'm going to first fill them in with this lipstick. It's Lacquer & Co, I think, Coloured Lips. I got this in a glossy box, I think. I'm not even sure what shade it is. What shade is it? In the shade Daydream. And I'm going to just pat this on. And just so it's not like too bold, I'm just going to tone it down a little bit with this liquid lipstick. This is the shade number 5 from Mememe Cosmetics. So I'm just going to dab a bit onto the centre and then just blend out with my finger. So that completes this rose gold prom makeup look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did down in the comments below, and please give it a big thumbs up as well if you did, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!